attempt can be defined according to Section 4 of the Criminal Code as an intention to commit an offence, and when the intention is put into execution by means adapted to its fulfillment, it can be manifested by some overt act. But when such act is not being fulfilled due to some unforeseen circumstances, it is said to be an attempt. So in other words, attempt is said to occur when a person has an intention to commit a crime, but take some social steps in order to complete the offense, but is unable to complete it because of some unforeseen circumstances. That person is said to commit an offense called attempt.
Attempt comprises of three elements. The first one is intention to commit a crime. Second one is taking substantial steps in furtherance of the crime. And the third one is failure to complete the crime.
Critically examining the elements of an attempt. Intent. An accused must have intention to commit the crime which he is having in mind. The next is overt act. That can also be said to be acting in furtherance of completion of the crime. So let's say in a case of a burglary, a person who wants to burgle a house has to have equipment that will be used in burgling the house, and then under surveillance of that particular house he wants to burgle to make sure that the particular offense he wants to carry out goes into a completion. So also under this same overt act, it has to show that if the accused is not stopped, there is a certainty that the completion of the crime is going to be completed. Also, the last one is not being able to complete the crime. This can be as a result of either external forces, for example, law enforcement agencies, or the particular person not completing the crime out of his own free will.
An example of this explanation can be seen in the case of Ofodike versus the state, where one Mrs. Karawe was going to an adult school and was robbed by two guys. Now, they threatened her with a broken bottle and took the 2,000 naira in her bag. Now, as seen that was not enough for them, they took her to the bush, to an uncompleted building, and one of them raped her. When it was the turn of the other person to rape Mrs. Karawe, he was caught and he was arrested and taken to the court. Now, the court held that the accused was guilty as charged and was sentenced accordingly.
In another case with the Segun Balogun against the state, this one was a community member that went with another person to go and rob the house of a man in the same community. After killing the security guard of that man, they shot through the window of the man, which hit the man and he fell down. But he was able to go and hide before they entered into their house. And when they finally entered and they ransacked the house to see if there was anything they could take, they did not get anything because they discovered that the man was saying the truth, that there was truly nothing for them to steal from the house. And the court held that, and they finally left. The court held that it was attempted armed robbery, because there was nothing for them to steal. They could not get anything to rob the man off from his house.
Okay, see also the case of Reverend King versus the state, where the appellant, a general overseer, was arraigned in court on six counts of attempted murder and murder, contrary to section 320, 316 of the Lagos Criminal Code. Okay, the appellant, which was the general overseer, punished his members for immoral behavior. After severally beating them, he asked them to kneel down and poured fuel on them and wanted to mix them to death. The unlucky disease, which was after suffering 65% of burns, died, and the court held that it was to be charged for 20 years imprisonment on counts 1, 2, 4, and 5, and on the third count, it was arraigned for 10 years imprisonment and death by hanging. And he also appealed to the court of appeal, and his case was dismissed.
In conclusion, attempt is when a person intends to commit an offense, does some overt acts in furtherance of the commission of the offense, but fails to do so due to unforeseen circumstances such as intervention by the police, etc. I hope we all enjoyed this video. Do us like, comment, share, and subscribe. Thank you.